Hey, I'm Dr. Dave Harris, and I want to welcome you to this series of videos on television and video production. We're talking about audio for video and specifically talking about channel equalization in this video. What is channel equalization? What we're doing is we're trying to ensure that as we have different people on different channels, they have a microphone, they're coming in on one channel, and you have a different person coming on a different channel, a different person coming in on a different channel. You're trying to make those people sound the best they can. One of the ways we can do that is we can use this EQ, or equalization. You'll hear it termed EQ because equalization has way too many syllables, I think. But the purpose of it is to make people sound their best. And on this particular mixer, this is an LS9 from Yamaha, but it's going to be the same with any digital mixer, and even the old analog mixers, you're going to have some level of EQ on each channel. It just may be different knobs representing each of the different bands. So on this particular one, we've got a few different terms that we need to know about for EQ. First off is a high-pass filter. High-pass filter is going to be on the low end of things, and it's going to have a cutoff for a specific frequency on that low end, and then it's going to pass everything above that. So maybe even though we humans can hear 20 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz, maybe we have some sort of low hum, maybe the air conditioner's giving off a low rumble, something like that, and we want to just completely notch out the low frequencies. We can do that with a high-pass filter, and we would do that on the low end. We also have a low or a high shelf filter. This is going to be on either the low frequencies or on the high frequencies. And what the shelf does is it allows us to have a particular set of frequencies that are attenuated or amplified, and that gives us a lot of ability as far as the EQ is concerned. Lastly, we're going to have just regular old parametric style EQ, where we can choose a frequency which is going to be the center of the frequency that we want to affect. We're going to have Q, and Q is going to be the width of frequencies around that center frequency that we are affecting. And then finally we have the gain, which is either the amplification of that frequency and that range of frequencies depending on the Q, or the attenuation of that frequency or the reducing of those frequencies if we bring the gain down below 0. So let me show you how this works on this particular mixer. Right down in here. Now I want to first let you know that I've got a specific channel selected. You can tell it's channel 2. And as we look at this, I've got EQ on or off. Right now it's on, we can tell because this is lit up. If I was to bring my cursor down here, I've got the high-pass filter, the HPF, and I can select the frequency right here. Everything below this frequency is just going to take a dip and be completely attenuated or nearly attenuated. And we could tell that if this were activated, which in this case it's not, because we would see the waveform or this frequency range waveform right here dipping down to 0 at that 60 is, I think what it says, 60 hertz right there. Now we also have the shelf filters. There's a low shelf and a high shelf. We've got the range or the frequency right here, and then we've got the gain right here. So we would attenuate this if we went counterclockwise, or we would amplify it if we went clockwise. And then we have the actual frequency here for that shelf filter. And then lastly, we've got the mid and the high mid and the low mid. We can choose the frequency, or I'm sorry, the Q right here, the range of frequencies that are centered at this frequency right here, and we attenuate or we amplify that range of frequencies using the gain right here. We can see it right here, Q, F, and G. So this is Q, this is frequency, this is gain. And that gives us two different areas or bands of frequencies that we can work with, and we can accentuate those, or we can decrease them if they're really annoying. Now, in general, what you have is you've got males have lower frequency voices overall, females have higher frequency voices overall. You may want to attenuate some of the higher frequencies and bring out some of those lower frequencies. You may also want to have amplification of the mid frequencies, because that's the range of hearing that most people can hear. And you may want to reduce high frequency sounds like high frequency electronics, things like that, or like I said, the air conditioner there on the low end. Those are all things that can help make audio sound its best. Lastly, on this particular mixer, I want to let you know that we do have equalization or EQ controls up here. Here's the high shelf or the low shelf, the high mid, the low mid frequencies. So there's 4 different bandwidths that we can choose from. There's the Q knob, there's the frequency, there's the gain. So it would just be a matter of saying, okay, I want to adjust the low frequency part of the EQ. Now I can adjust the frequency and the gain. I want to do the low, mid. Now I can adjust the Q, the frequency and the gain, and so forth. It's a lot easier than using these controls to try and move around within that menu and then use the dial to attenuate or accentuate or choose the Q or choose the gain or choose the frequency, whatever it might be. I want to let you know that this video is part of a series of videos on video and television production. I invite you to our channel where you can subscribe, where you can also visit and see playlists which better organize the material. And also please visit our Patreon page where you can become a patron of the channel. Help us out by dropping us a few dollars. I am Dr. Dave Harris, and I thank you for your support.